Remember, you don't need to be a bookworm in order to get a first class degree. No one is born a genius. Geniuses can be made. Hello, my viewers. My name is Dr. Valentina Dolo, aka Miss Valentina. I have a PhD in veterinary medicine from the University of Cambridge and a master's in international health and tropical medicine from the University of Oxford. I'm also an education and career consultant with almost a decade of experience in academia and research. And I'm a full-time mom of two. The aim of this channel is to help my audience to develop their education and career backgrounds and to have fun while doing that. So today we are going to talk about how to get a first-class degree. And no, you don't have to be a genius to get this grade. All you need to do is to follow these key steps, and these are based on my own experience. If you have other steps you'd like to share with us, please comment down below and tell us what worked for you, all right? So what is number one? Number one is reading novels. Practice how to read novels and storybooks. This is a very clever trick, and it tricks your brain into thinking reading is fun, because for most people, they don't like to read, myself included. So practice how to read by reading storybooks and novels, even newspaper stories, anything you can lay your hands on that requires your attention for at least an hour and is still something that is interesting enough for you to want to spend all that time on. Find it, read it. Do this on a daily basis and you'll develop your reading skills. Number two, write your own notes. Yes, I've seen a lot of students who are high achievers practice this skill, and it's writing your own notes. I recommend this advice for undergraduates especially. I know that for lectures, usually you find that the lecturers give out handouts. These are printed notes, but if you want to get a first-class honors degree and you want to do really well in your studies, write your own notes. Even if you're given handouts, take those handouts, write it out in your notebooks. So write your own notes in your own handwriting. Practice this skill and it will really help you, because it is very interesting to read your own work that you've written on your own other than some typed out work or someone else's notes. It just makes more sense. And also, if you have your own notes written out, you can add any other new information that you want just alongside your notes in your books. So this really helps when you want some extra information, to beef up your knowledge base. So write your own notes. This is very important. Number three, get a study companion. Yes, what I mean is get someone who can help you to achieve a stable study routine. So someone who is also equally as interested in success as you are, and study together. And by studying together, I don't mean studying together, reading out past exam questions together and discussing the potential answers. No, that's not what I mean. By a study companion, I mean someone who can accompany you maybe to the library or to a study area and sit there with you while you both read separately. So it's nice to have the company, but also the silence, such that you kind of have the moral support, but not interference, so that you can get into your reading zone or your reading space mentally and just focus on the topic that you want to cover for that day. So a study companion helps because then you don't feel lonely wherever you've gone. So seeing someone else study and knowing that they're kind of studying the same topic as you are really helps mentally in boosting your concentration and motivation. So get yourself a study companion. Number four, focus on having fewer group discussions. Yes, I know this sounds crazy, especially for undergraduates. I know there are students who really thrive on group discussions. This is the bread and butter, But actually, from what I've observed in terms of trends that I've seen amongst very high achieving students is that they don't participate in too many group discussions. Group discussions are very important, especially if you have group projects and you have a task that you need to complete together in a team. That's okay. But the group discussions I'm referring to are those discussions just before exam. Again, it's okay to have these group discussions, but only after you've read through the material on your own and you have a good grasp of the potential answers to the potential questions that you might be asked in the exam. So you've read through yourself, you have a good command of the various information that you're required to know before the exam. At this point, yes, you can get involved in group discussions. But if you're relying on group discussions to help you to understand the content before an exam without reading on your own, it's not going to work. So you have to invest time in reading on your own, and that means the entire time period that you allocated for group discussions might have to be reduced a bit so that you can have some spare time to read on your own. All right? So lessen the group discussions and increase the amount of time you're spending reading on your own. And last but not least, number 5, get an exam routine and follow this routine. All right, what is a good exam routine? Well, what I used to do was I would read during the day, sleep at night, then read again very early in the morning. I wake up at 5 o'clock on an exam day and read again. So let's say you have a paper the following day or the following week. So the previous week before that paper, you'd be reading on various topics that potentially will appear in the exam. And then you'll also read the day before the exam. Go to sleep. Go to sleep by 10 o'clock, you should be asleep. Make sure you sleep for at least 7 hours. So in order to wake up very early, let's say at 5 o'clock, you have to be in bed by 10 p.m. So when you wake up at 5 in the morning, read again. So let's say the exam is at 9 o'clock. That buys you a bit of time. So you wake up at 5, you're in the library or study area by 6 o'clock or 6:30 or even 7. That buys you an additional 2 to 3 hours to refresh your mind on what you read the previous day and the previous week. So keep to that routine, have a stable routine. I know there are people who transnight. By transnight, I mean those who read through the night. This is not ideal because your brain needs time to synthesize information, and it can only do that when you're asleep. Yes, it's true. So get into a good exam routine and follow it. So my viewers, those are the simple tricks that you need to follow if you want to get a first-class honors degree. If you have more tricks up your sleeve, things that have worked for you, go down to the comment section and let us know. Remember, you don't need to be a bookworm in order to get a first-class degree. No one is born a genius. Geniuses can be made. All it takes to get this grade is a bit of effort and knowing tips and tricks that work for you and following them religiously on a daily basis so that you can improve your scores. If this worked for you, I want to give you a challenge. Try and implement these steps, and if they worked for you, if your grade has improved as a result of following these steps, let us know on the comment section. Remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell, and I'll be posting every single day hot topics that can help you to boost your education and career backgrounds. See you in my next video. Bye bye.